We're going to start on our backs. And when you come onto your back, feel free to bend the knees. You can bring the feet wide. You can allow the knees to rest on one another. And then just let the arms hang by your sides. Checking in with the shoulder blades and that low spine. And you can even do a few pelvic cat-cows where that subtle rock of the pelvis to get that low spine comfortable. And then once you've found a comfortable position, you can soften the gaze or close the eyes and start to connect with the inhales and exhales. Starting to notice the quality of the breaths. Gradually lengthening each breath. Feeling the shoulder blades sink a little more onto the mat on the inhales as the lungs and belly expand. And that emptying out on the exhales. If you want a little bit of feedback from the lungs and the belly, just the expansion and contraction, you can bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Feeling the hands lift on the inhales and come down on the exhales. Taking a few deeper breaths. Before you find that mid-range breath. You can keep the hand on the heart and belly or release the arms along your sides. And you're trying to bring the breath in and out of the nostrils. Or if you're congested or that seems challenging, bring the breath in through the nostrils, releasing it out of the mouth. And once you've taken some deeper breaths, find that mid-range breath, that ebb and flow that are approximately the same length. A breath you can easily maintain for the next 45 minutes. And then take a scan of your body from the top of the head through the feet, checking in, noticing any areas you're holding tension that can be released with some focused breaths. Also checking in with any areas that may require healing or modifications. Nothing in yoga should hurt, so backing out of anything that causes more than minor discomfort. Take a few more breaths here, relaxing the facial muscles, keeping the jaw soft, allowing the neck to be long, shoulders to be relaxed. Arms are heavy, hands are soft. Allowing the torso to be a little heavy. Relaxing the hips and the upper legs. Softening the knees and the lower legs. Relaxing ankles, tops of the feet. Softening the heels, arches, balls of the feet. and the toes. And take a few more breaths to set your intention. Once your intention is set, extend the legs out, sweep the arms overhead, taking a full body stretch. And on the exhale, we're going to draw the knees towards the heart center, hug the knees in. And then from here, bring the left hand to the left front of the knee, same thing on the right. And we're going to take the knees in opposite directions. This actually gets into the hips a little bit. Take one more circle in this direction, and then reverse the direction. Take one more circle in this direction, coming back to center. You can rock side to side. And then we're going to come back to center and rock our way to seated, but try to do a few rocks coming up, rocking back, tucking in a little bit as you rock back. And then make your way to that seated position. Lengthening the spine, you can bring one hand to the small of the back, one hand to the crown of the head, keeping the neck long, shoulders soft. And then once you've got that length, release the hands to the knees. Take a breath or two here. And then bring the chin towards the chest as you lift chest towards chin. Getting as much length in the back of the neck as you can. Inhale to slowly bring that chin through center towards the ceiling, maybe jutting the chin out slightly. One more inhale here. Exhale, head comes back to center. And we're going to do a slow motion no. Looking to one side, through center, and towards the other side. Alternating side to side. Couple more times. And then bring the head to center. Notice the sides of the neck, and we'll do a up and down or a slow motion yes. One more slow motion yes. And then bring the head to center. And we'll do a few circles in one direction. One more in this direction. And reverse. Coming back to center. Gently roll those shoulders back and down. Take a breath or two here. And then make your way into a table. Hands and knees. Checking in, wrist creases under shoulders, knees under hips. Engage the low belly, and then drop the belly as you lift head, chest, tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round the upper back, chin comes towards chest. Alternating between the cat and cow. Take one more cat, one more cow. And we'll come to a neutral table position. We're going to bring the hips towards one shoulder, looking over the shoulder towards the hips, and then the other, wagging the tail. One more time to each side. And then come to a center position. And we're going to bring the knees a little bit wider to come into a wide down dog. And the width can be wherever is comfortable. Once you've got your knees where you'd like them, curl the toes under, lift the knees up, bring the hips up and back. And then walk the hands towards the feet, keeping that wide stance. And then allow the arms to dangle. And grab the elbows. And we'll do a few figure eights, holding the opposite elbow in the opposite hand. Coming back to center, release the arms. And just find your weight in the feet. And bring the weight onto the toes. Slowly bring the heels down, lift the toes up. The wider your stance is, the less challenging this will be. One more time, shifting the weight. And then come back to that center position, rooting the feet down. We're going to come into a half lift. Hands can come to the hips. Try to find a flat back here, slight tuck of the chin. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to plant that left hand, reach the right arm up, and switch sides. Alternating side to side a few times. One more reach with each arm. And then come back to that forward fold. Keep a little softness in the knees. We're going to sweep the arms over the back, maybe just bringing the palms towards each other, maybe interlacing the fingers over the back. From here, slowly press into the feet as you roll the torso up. And then release the arms, give them a shake. And you can either heel toe the feet back together or jump the feet back together. Beautiful. Take a few breaths here. Allowing the shoulders to soften, letting the rib cage be a little bit loose, if that makes sense. And then take a big inhale to sweep the arms overhead. Palms come to the heart center, or palms come together and bring them over the heart center. Two more times. Big inhale, palms come together, palms come over the heart center. This time when you bring the palms over the heart center, hold for a breath or two. Think about rooting the feet onto the mat, little softness in the knees. We're going to interlace the fingers and press the palms away. And tonight we're just going to round the back, pressing the palms away. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to come into an upright position, into a cactus shape, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Next, inhale, bring either the heels of the hands or the elbows together, whatever is most comfortable. And then slowly release the hands as you come into a slight bend in the knees, rounding the upper back, allowing the shoulder blades to separate. Take an inhale, sweep both arms overhead, palms come together. We'll come back to that starting position. Inhale with palms over the heart center, interlace the fingers, exhale, press the hands forward or palms forward, a little bend in the knees. Big inhale to separate the hands, coming into the cactus shape, drawing the shoulder blades together. One more inhale here, exhale, palms or elbows come together, little bit of bend in the knees, release the arms. Coming into or holding this bent knee position, we're going to bring that right arm back just as far as is comfortable, drawing that right shoulder blade towards the spine. Then press into the feet as you come back to an upright position. Sweep the right arm up and over to the left. Take an inhale here, and then you're going to slightly lean the torso on a little bit forward, but on the diagonal, reaching that right arm with the torso, and then slowly release the right arm. You can let it pendulum swing a couple times, and then just let it hang. And you're in a kind of an awkward position, letting that right shoulder just relax. Take an inhale to come back to center. Sweep the arms overhead, palms come together, palms come over the heart center. Take one more inhale here, exhale, press the palms forward, little bend in the knees. Inhale into that cactus shape. Exhale, palms or heels of the hands come together. And then bring the hands on top of the thighs. And we'll do that same thing on the left, opening that left arm just to that point of sensation, keeping that bend in the knees, straighten up into that upright position, fold towards the right. One more inhale here. On the exhale, we'll bring the torso, head, and arms slightly forward. And then release that left arm, allow it to pendulum swing a couple times. And then come to stillness and just focus on that left shoulder a bit, seeing if you can relax it anymore. And then slowly come back to center, sweep the arms overhead, bring the palms over the heart center. Breath or two here. Take one more inhale here, exhale, flip the fingers down, keeping the shoulders soft. Inhale, flip the fingers up. And on the exhale, release the arms, give them a shake. And then from here, we're going to sweep the arms back behind us. And again, you can either bring the palms to face one another. You can actually bring the palms away from each other also, or you can interlace the fingers. Root the feet down, put a little softness in the knees, fold forward. Press into the feet, come back to that upright position, release the arms, shake them out, and then step to the top of your mat. Breath or two here. On the next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale to swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to a plank position, coming through the top of a push-up, maybe a knee push-up, maybe eliminating that push-up. We'll meet in down dog. And once you're in down dog, pedal the feet, easing in, keeping in mind you can take a wider stance with the feet. You can bring the feet closer to the hands, or you can place the hands on blocks, all to make this a little less intense on the wrists. And then come to a still down dog, hips are up and back. Inhale, left leg up, dropping left foot over right hip, rolling the hips open. Inhale, extend the leg out. And on the exhale, we're going to step that left foot through to the hands. And we're going to sweep the arms into a crescent lunge. Take one inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to bring that right foot a little bit closer. And we're going to sweep the arms behind us into a pyramid. We're going to alternate between the pyramid and the crescent lunge a few times. Going with the pace of your own breath. Next time you come into the crescent lunge with arms overhead, take an inhale here. And on an exhale, we're going to swivel that right foot to an angle and open into warrior two. Take one more inhale here. Flip that left palm up, straighten the left leg, tip back into a straight leg peaceful warrior. Take a big inhale to come through the T. We're going to come into triangle, bringing left hand to wherever is comfortable near that left ankle, maybe even on a block. Reaching the right arm up or dropping right hand to right hip. Take one more inhale here. Keeping that left leg straight, we're going to bring the right hand towards the left foot. Left hand can rest on the left hip. And you don't have to connect that right hand to the left foot. What I'm looking for is a nice stretch on the back of the left leg. You're actively drawing that left hip back. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to put a bend in the left knee, plant the hands to either side of that foot. Bring that right foot to track straight. Planting that right hand to inner left foot, sweep the left arm up. Firefly twist. Big inhale here. Exhale, windmill that left hand outside of left foot, stepping back to plank or table, choosing your transition, and we'll meet in down dog. Pedaling the feet a few times, easing back in. Noticing how the two sides of the body feel. And then coming to a still down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale to drop that right foot over the left hip. Inhale, extend the leg out. And on the exhale, step the right foot through to the hands. Big inhale, sweep the arms overhead to crescent lunge. Bring that left foot a little closer to right, straighten the right leg, sweep the arms back. Inhale, come back to crescent. Exhale, fold in. Couple more times. Next time you come into crescent, hold there. Slowly swivel that left foot to an angle, open to warrior two. Gazing over the right hand. Right knee is pulling towards that right little toe. Flip the right palm up, straighten the right leg, tip back. Straight leg, peaceful warrior. On the next inhale, we're going to come through the T, lengthen the torso over that front leg to tip into triangle. Left arm is reaching towards the ceiling, or you can always bring the left hand to the left hip. Take one more inhale here, and we're going to bring that left hand towards the right leg, maybe putting the hand on that right hip as you draw that hip back, or maybe reaching the right arm back. So it's a variation of a revolved triangle. Take one more inhale here. On the exhale, put a little more bend in that right knee. Plant the left hand to the inner right foot. Swivel left toes to track straight. Sweep the right arm up. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, windmill that right hand outside of right foot. Step back to table or plank. Choose your transition. And we'll meet in down dog. Once you come back into down dog, check in, make sure the head is right in line, or the neck is right in line with the spine. And then gently shake the head yes and no. Coming back to a center position. Inhale to look forward, step, jump, or walk the feet to your forward fold. Allowing the arms to dangle. On an inhale, come to a half lift, flat back, shoulders away from the ears. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to come into a chair pose, putting a bend in the knees, sweeping the arms forward. Knees and thighs are drawing towards each other. You can stay with the arms forward, or if you want a little bit more, sweep the right arm back, reaching through the fingertips. Inhale, right arm forward, switch sides. Inhale, left arm forward, bring the hands over the heart center, press into the feet, and bring yourselves back to that upright position. Breath or two here. From here, we're going to come into a tree pose. You can bring the hands to the hips, you can keep them over the heart center, root that right foot down, turning that left knee to the left side of the room, maybe finding a place for that foot that's higher on the leg. Then come back to the hand position. Think about the top of the head lifting towards the ceiling. Finding your focal point. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Shake everything out. And then root that left foot down, turning that right knee to the right side of the room, finding a home for the right foot on the left leg. Crown of the head's coming towards the ceiling, thinking about that foundation of the left foot, toes are spread wide, all edges are pressing onto the mat. Facial muscles are soft. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose, shake everything out. And then from here, we're going to come through the standing position into a yoga squat. And as always, you can draw the heels towards each other as you start to shift the weight. Shifting the weight is totally optional. You can bring the fingertips to the mat. You can also bring the elbows to the inner knees. Trying to get some length in the spine and thinking about the arches coming towards the mat. You can always modify this by sitting on a block. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Bring the knees towards the ceiling. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Coming back to a center position. Extend the legs out in front of you, making sure the sitting bones are in contact with the mat. Low spine is as tall as you can get it. Sweep the arms overhead and fold in. Keeping in mind, whenever you come into a forward fold, whether it's seated or standing, that it's always okay to bend the knees. It's still beneficial to get that sensation on the backs of the legs. Taking a few breaths here. One more inhale here. One more exhale. Slowly roll the torso up. We're going to plant the hands right by the hips. And you can either come into a reverse plank, trying to keep the soles of the feet towards the mat, or you can come into a reverse table. Head can drop back, gaze can be forward. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Coming back to center. We're going to scoop the legs behind us and come onto our bellies. Once you're on your belly, bring the right knee off to the right side of the room. So you're coming back to your tree legs, planting that right foot to the inner left thigh. Once you have your leg position, bring the hands just in front of the shoulders and lift the torso up a little bit. You can look forward, you can walk the hands a little bit over to the right. If you're not feeling enough sensation here, straighten the left arm, keeping that right hand or right elbow at a 90-degree bend, pressing into that left hand as you look over towards that right knee. And so this is a variation of pigeon. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, bring the torso to center, straighten the legs, cross the forearms, drop the forehead to the forearms, and then put a bend in the knees and windshield wiper the knees side to side. Coming back to center, extend the legs. Notice how the right hip is feeling compared to the left. And we'll do that same thing on the left side, bringing the left knee off to the left side of the room, planting that left foot to the inner right thigh. Hands are just in front of the shoulders, torso lifts, and maybe you're feeling enough sensation here, or maybe you walk the hands over to the left, getting a little more stretch on the right side. If that's still not enough, extend the right arm out, actively pressing onto that, into that right hand. Finding that left knee over the left shoulder. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, bring the torso back to center. Straighten the legs, cross the forearms. Forehead comes onto the forearms. You can put a bend in the knees again. Windshield wipering the feet side to side. Coming back to a center position, release the legs, bring the hands right under the shoulders to press back into child's pose or frog's pose. Frog's pose is with the knees wide. Big toes can be touching, or you can bring the toes towards the outside edges of the mat. Hips come back. Few breaths here. Noticing where you can soften, where you can let go. On the next inhale, slowly look forward. Make your way back to a table position, bringing the knees under the hips. Wag the tail a couple times. Coming back to center. Put a cross in the ankles, roll over the legs. Planting the feet on the mat. Grab your giant imaginary beach ball, engage those low abdominals, and use this beach ball and that engagement of the abdominals to come down with control, one vertebra at a time. And then draw the knees in, rock side to side. And we'll come to a center position. Take an inhale to bring forehead to knees. Exhale, release head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to bring the arms into a cactus shape again, or a T shape. Drape the knees over to the left. Inhale through center. Drape them over to the right. We'll alternate side to side a few times. As you're taking these twists, you can look up at the ceiling or over the opposite shoulder from the knees. Next time you bring the knees over to the left, hold there. Few breaths here. Breathing into this. On the next inhale, slowly bring the knees through center and drape them over to the right. Two more full breaths. On the next inhale, bring the knees back to center. Hug them in. And from here, we'll come into happy baby, grabbing ankles, maybe putting some downward pressure on the arches, rocking side to side. Coming back to a center position. Extend the legs towards the ceiling. Hands can come behind the legs. Taking a few breaths in candlestick. Add a point and flex with the feet, maybe spreading the toes as you flex the feet. Rotate the ankles in one direction and in the other direction. Bringing the feet back to stillness. Sweep the arms overhead, either with the elbows bent or in the Y shape, opening the chest up. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the arms, hugging the knees in, hugging everything in. You can take another forehead to knee pose if you'd like. And then release head, neck, and shoulders. You can come back to a bent knee position. We're coming into final relaxation. You can also allow the feet to find the corners of the mat, arms along your sides, palms facing up. Wherever you're at, integrating everything we've done, come back to the breath and take rest. Gradually bring more awareness back into your body, deepening your breaths and gently rolling the head side to side. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, rotating wrists and ankles, and sweep the arms overhead, taking a full body wake up stretch from the tips of the fingers all the way through the toes. And roll onto your side. Finding your way up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes can be closed, gaze can be down. Big inhale to sweep the arms overhead, palms come together, bringing the palms over the heart center. Taking a few more deep, cleansing breaths. Revisiting what your intention was. And taking a few more breaths to reflect on something or someone you're grateful for. And I thank you for sharing this practice with each other and with me this evening. And may the light in me honor the light in each of you. Namaste.